Peru grew to the surface because of the intact quality of the culture, the geodiversity, the safety to travel, the amount of student programs that were already active in Peru as well. So it checked a lot of boxes for us. We knew that the culture was very different from that in the United States to allow cultural perspective for our students. We knew our parent body would be on board because of that safety feature. We knew that we can integrate it with a lot of different subjects as well. And in terms of that geodiversity, it just really allowed so many different environments we could expose to our students.
I think one of the things that we love the most is how much choice the students have. So before the first couple of days of school, they find out where they're going and they start planning where they want to visit. So we call them slip days, and the students plan out what they're doing in the city, what do they want to learn about. We ask them to think about cultural, we ask them to think about environmental, geographic, where are they going to go outside of the city, how are they going to challenge themselves, what do they want to learn, and they plan that together. So they also have to compromise and do some research, things like that. And then we build in other things that we want to make sure that they have as well.
I think the other important aspect, I think there's several layers here. I think there is a deep interpersonal piece that goes with this, and that is a student gaining a lot of independent qualities. That's learning how to take care of themselves, learning how to be in community with one another, and how to manage themselves in a way that isn't a parent or an adult continuously nagging them to get things done. And that is the independence we're trying to build on this trip. I also think, so I think there's an immense amount of capability that the kids need and require and realize they're able to accomplish.
Like the other piece is what their place in the world is. By traveling outside of their comfort zone in a country, but also in all of the challenges that we give them, they're seeing what the world is like and how they fit in with that, and also what they can learn from other people and other cultures. I've seen the students on this trip deeply reflect on like Andean way of life and what that means for them, and what parts of a different culture they want to bring home and live in their own life. Compassion they find for each other by being in an unfamiliar place and by growing themselves and stretching, they're really taking care of each other as they learn how to take care of themselves.
As they go around the world, I think what they realize is how incredibly lucky they are in having these things, and they learn to not take them for granted and learn to appreciate them, and meeting them with gratitude, I think allows them to gain a level of compassion both for themselves and those that they encounter.
One of the things that I loved hearing them say is they loved farming and pulling potatoes out of the ground, and they'd never been that close to their food before and knowing where it came from. So just understanding where things come from and appreciating that and valuing that.
There's two that I'm really thinking of. One is when the students reached the Sun Gate on the Inca Trail and they saw Machu Picchu for the first time. There was several tears, and I think there was one, the physical exertion that it took for the students to climb that mountain to that point was the students were elated, and then the beauty of Machu Picchu, I think, furthered that emotion, and so there was a combination of accomplishment, physical exhaustion, and then historical beauty, and also I'd say geographic beauty, just being where that is. And that was such an incredible moment there. And similarly, I think when the students reach the top of Rainbow Mountain too, and I think I felt this way as well, very similar. The students put out a lot of physical exertion, and then they were met with this geographic beauty. So it was both this accomplishment and then this awe for nature, and being there in those moments with the students was really special.
Yeah. And I think at each of those moments, the students got up there and they loved that moment, and then they turned back down towards the trail and cheered on every other person that made it up. So it was about their own accomplishment, and then bringing their fellow peers and teachers and adults up with them was just as important to them. So
they encourage, help them.
They were so encouraging.
Yeah.
I would say that was like hearing kids encourage each other, hearing them encourage adults on the trail when it was really hard. I think another memory I have is doing seed art. And the students loved doing seed art so much, and it was challenging. For me, it was really hard. It wasn't turning out the way I wanted. And every student was like, "You're doing a great job. I love it." And just the way that they reach out to encourage others, because they know how it feels when something is. Another favorite time was probably today, but every evening we have shout outs, and just the way that they share what they've seen other students accomplish, and appreciate that for them, and then also the way that they've appreciated what they've learned about the culture and the people in Peru, and what they've learned from their time here is always just really moving.